Hello and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, Ericka English. Today we have joining us Ms. Zella Richards. She is the Outreach Coordinator for the Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program for Volunteers of America, Texas. And we also have Lakayla Shaw, who's a veteran client of Volunteers of America, Texas. Thank you for your service in the Army.
You're welcome.
But before we start today's conversations about VOA and what we do for veterans, I do want to give a huge thank you to Niagara Conservation for sponsoring today's show. Niagara provides cost-saving plumbing products for our VOA housing developments at Volunteers of America, Texas. So a huge thank you to Niagara and all you do for VOA. Now to hop right into today's conversation, Ms. Zella, you and I go back 10 years. So just kind of explain to everyone what you do for VOA Texas and how you came to VOA and all the great things.
Okay. Well, my name is Zella Richards, and I was introduced to Volunteers of America in 1994 when I was coming out of a crack cocaine addiction. And I knew that if I went back on my side of town, I was going to die. So I was looking for treatment. I didn't know what that looked like, but I finally did not want to die. And I went into All Saints Hospital, and just when they were getting ready to release me, I was so grateful. I was depressed. I had lost everything. I weighed 98 pounds, and I looked like death warmed over from a 17-year addiction. And when I was in All Saints Hospital, I went and told my counselor that I just got off the phone trying to find me some dope. And she looked at me and she said, hold on. She went and called Volunteers of America, and Volunteers of America accepted me that day. And I went into Volunteers of America as a client in 1994 and from my addiction. And I was met with so much love and grace and mercy that people fed me truth with love and kindness, gave me skills to use, and helped me to begin a journey of recovery. And that's how I met Volunteers of America. And you know, it's interesting because so often we don't realize that when, you know, we get teachers in our lives that teach us things that provide services that we so need and don't know that we need it, but there comes a time where you have to go and walk it out. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn how to walk some of the things that Volunteers of America and other agencies had shown me over the years, because I had lost everything. My kid's dad died while I was was coming up on 90 days of recovery, and you know, going through depression and a lot of having to deal with a lot of sexual trauma and just so many barriers that come with addiction. Having to go to counseling and NA and AA and work the 12 steps and learn how to stick with the winners. You know what I'm saying? So and I didn't have a career, and so I had to go to school, you know, to get my associate's degree. But in all of that, he brought me into the helping field in '97. And that's when I began. I knew that I had to work with hurting people. I didn't know what that career was going to be like. And that's how I ended up coming back to Volunteers of America in 2013.
That's what I appreciate about your story, is you've always been so open and honest and sharing it, but I love how you've created this full circle moment. You came in as a client, and now you've been employed with VOA for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes you the perfect person to do what you do, to reach out to clients like Lakayla, because you can level with them. You've been with AR, and you can provide some type of human element to what they're going through. So thank you for what you do for us.
Thank you.
So tell us about Lakayla. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to VOA. And
I relocated from Shreveport, Louisiana. I had an apartment, and I couldn't afford it anymore, and so I was evicted. and I was in my car, didn't have anywhere to go, and with that apartment being on my name, I couldn't get any rental history. I mean, the bad rental history prevented me from being able to lease apartments or lease homes. And so I was desperate. So I called the crisis hotline, which referred me to the Volunteers of America. And it was the one on Scott Street. So I met Mr. Gary, and Mr. Gary introduced me to Miss Zella, which is helping me to try to find me a place to stay, because right now I don't have a place. But trying to find me a place to stay, to start over, to be able to have my own place.
And what Zella does at the Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program is essentially helping veterans like you to find permanent housing.
Permanent employment.
Solutions. And we just had a housing conversation, so that housing is still in the background for me. But tell us a little bit about your time in the Army and how long did you serve?
I joined in 2008. And I did 6 years. I got out in 2014, and I just kind of been, trying to find my way since then. It seemed like the military was the best job that I had, and since then it's like it's been kind of super hard.
Well, what prompted you to join?
I was a single parent, and I didn't want to be on welfare and food stamps, and I wanted a better way out for me and my kids. And so I tried college, and it wasn't for me at that moment. And so I thought about the military, because I remember being in ROTC, and I remember the structure, and I remember the unity, the team building, and all the things that I learned in ROTC. So I was like, maybe the military could help me, because of my environment wasn't helping me. And so I joined. I already had 3 kids. I was 28 years old when I joined the military.
Wow. Yeah. And see, a lot of people do end up joining the military for a solution, right? Or a way out of something, and also to serve their country. And I think that's just that's a reality too, is the solution to maybe an imminent issue going on. But Zella, can you tell us the different services through HVRP that veterans like Lakayla are able to benefit from?
Well, we actually we are a Department of Labor Veterans Employment and Training Services. We're funded by them to provide employment services to individuals like Miss Lakayla. And we provide them with skills training. Some come to us, they may be ready to get a job and go out there, but some may need training, and some may need both of them, but they need a lot of case management. So we do case management with them. We provide them with groups that will teach them how to use their military skills into today's economy. We provide them with life skills training. We also provide them and help them with support services like work tools, work clothes, gas cards, bus passes, just whatever it is that they need to help them to get and keep living wage employment.
So it's just to alleviate those employment barriers that they may experience.
Yes.
Lakayla, tell us what has been the most beneficial part of the VOA Texas HVRP program to your life right now?
Helping me realize my career path, because I am kind of confused about what it is that I want to do. I have a lot of licenses and certifications, but I have a hard time trying to figure out what career path I want to take. And so Ms. Zella, they helped me by getting me, the training in different areas that I need, such as in the military I did EMT, and I haven't practiced EMT since 2015. So they're helping me get my license from relapse into being active so that I can become an EMT.
Okay, great.
In the civilian world.
Right, right. And also I was going to ask you any types of skills that you attained when you were in the Army that would relate to a civilian job. So,
logistics and EMT.
okay, that's good. So, Ms. Zella, tell us about, we know that we just recently got a grant to provide the SSVF program, which is supportive services for veteran families. I know we can't talk extensively about it just yet because it's still kind of ongoing, onboarding with VOA Texas, but speak a little bit about what you know about the program.
Well, it is the sister to our program. I have great hopes for the SSVF program. That is they are through the Veterans Affairs. We're through the Department of Labor. They're through the Veteran Affairs, and they provide housing to veterans. Okay, they have different components of that housing piece, some rental and some permanent housing to help veterans. And the thing that where they come in, where we will join together, is that we already have veterans that are in our program, and we are trying to raise them up to not only get a job, and yes, our goal is to help them to keep a job at any cost, but we know that housing is very important for them to maintain, because sometimes some of them are homeless and they're living on the streets in their cars and the railroad, on the railroads. Some of them ride the bus all night long, or living with friends or family that really don't want them there, and so it's hard. It puts such a strain on people, on the veterans, when they're trying to come up out of things. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be helping them to mature in the area, where if they have mental health issues, okay, we are going to stay in our lane in the employment program where I oversee, but we're going to get them connected with agencies that can help them while they stay connected with us and build a support around them. So if they, get a job, or if they can't get a job, or if something happened, we're still there with them because we can follow up on them for a whole year. And that's the beautiful thing about our program and about Mr. Gary's program, the SSVF program, because in order to get housing, what I'm realizing by working with the veterans in our program is that sometimes they lose housing because they don't have the skills, okay, or the financial knowledge, okay. And so that's what we want to bring into our program, is instead of having our staff that may have experience with case management and experience with employment, but really may not have the experience to adequately teach them how to live, teach the veterans how to live financially sound and make sound decisions. We wanted to bring in people that are trained in that area so that they can not only get the job and get the housing, but they can keep it instead of doing this revolving door, get someone to help them, and then 6 months later they're back homeless. There's a reason for that, and instead of just trying to give people things, we need to learn how to teach them how to fish so they can fish for a lifetime.
And sustain.
That's right.
Right.
And thrive.
And
That's right.
Right. And so that's why, to me, the housing piece and employment piece kind of go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And I kind of misspoke earlier with the housing, but that's why. It's because I see them as, a combined issue.
Exactly.
I'm sure, I'll ask Lakayla if you can verify that for us. But to me, it would be harder to keep a home if you don't have a job. Exactly. Right? And it's harder to keep a job if you don't have the skills to maintain that career. So, Lakayla, for a veteran that's out there who may be interested or looking to Volunteers of America Texas through the HVRP route, can you tell us what the program looks like? Is it classes? Is it meetings? Just kind of explain the process for us.
I know that they have OTT training, OBTT training that we come to at 9 o'clock, and it's a job readiness program where they help us with our resumes. They help us find different sources of ways to build our resume and to put our resume out through places such as LinkedIn, on Indeed, and they help us to cater to the job qualifications and our skills. They relate them so that we can, you know, have more attention drawn to us from the employer. Mm-hmm. And they also they help me with transportation because they give me a gas card. They also call and check on me periodically, because sometimes I can stray away. Once everything is okay, then I'll be like, okay, I focus on this area. But then they'll call and check on me and email me, and you know, just to see how I'm doing. Yeah. They provide a lot of help, a lot of resources, and then they point me to different places for food to keep my family fed, because I have kids and I have a grandkid.
Well, see, that's what VOA is good for. Those wraparound services, and that's why the case management piece is so important, because we get to learn all about the needs of the person who's participating in the program and their family, so that holistically we can help them and improve their quality of life. So what is it like working with people like Ms. Zella, who have been on the other side before, and the empathy that those staff members provide? Can you speak to that?
I talk to her even on the weekends. I try to call her even when she not working, but just because I love the feedback she give me. I love the teaching she give me. I love that we have a lot in common. She motivates me. She's always there if I need her for something. Even if she can't get to me at that time, she gonna let me know that she can't get to me, and she gonna call me as soon as she can. She always checking on me. And as soon as I have a problem, she's trying to figure out how she can fix it for me.
I want to talk about your overall goals. We talked about your career goals. In the next 5 years, where would you like your family to be?
I want to be stable. I just want to be stable to where I don't have to keep repeating this cycle of homelessness. And just being stable enough to find my own career path and not have to keep straying away, you know, and I just want to just find stability.
And Zella, define homelessness, because that term can be so broad, but in terms of the program itself, define homelessness for someone who may need the services.
Okay. According to the Department of Labor, homelessness is anyone who basically name is not on a lease. Okay, it can go from one spectrum to the other. You can be sleeping in a tent, outside, in your car, with family, friends, or anything like that. You can also be at risk of homelessness. You can have your own home, or you can have your own apartment, okay? But if you have received a letter to vacate, foreclosure letters, or anything to that saying that I'm behind on my rent and I'm getting ready to lose my home, then that would be considered homeless. You can also have moved into your own permanent housing within 60 days of enrolling into our program. That would also be considered as homeless, okay? And that's the homeless part of being eligible with the Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program. The other piece is that you must be a veteran, okay? And that is defined through a DD-214. And we can help you to locate a DD-214, but that's the only way we can serve you, is if you are a homeless veteran. And then I add, the Department of Labor is definitely okay with this, to the fact that you have to be willing and able to work Okay, this is not a free service. This is not one where you can come in and you're gonna have to, the clients that come into our program, you're gonna have to work, okay, because this is your life, okay, and we not gonna feel sorry for you and babysit you, right? We're not doing that. No, and we're gonna speak a whole lot of truth, right? Okay, because we want them to live and not die.
Right.
Okay, because when a veteran is depressed, that could be someone that could go out and easily take their life. And we sometimes we have to have some real strong conversations, but I know they won't kill us because they didn't kill me, and I still get those strong conversations. We need truth, okay, and we need people that will point us in the right direction. And when we can't help it, like if there's something that Miss Lakayla or another veteran asked us for, they're going to know up front whether or not we can do it, okay? And they're going to have to follow rules. Like if you want a gas card, you're going to need to bring a driving license, not no Texas ID. Okay, baby, can't do it, okay? And some valid driving license. I mean, some valid insurance, okay? Or if, depending on your situation, we can help you to maybe buy one month of non-recurring payment of insurance. But you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to be willing to participate in the groups that we provide and the other activities that we have coming in, you know, so that you can move on. And we're having some great success, and we're having some that we have had to work with for years. And to some agencies, they were like, why are you keep working with the same one? Well, because people are at different places in their lives. And just, you know, when you have been in a deficit place in your life, it's not just one area of your life that is being affected. It is many areas. And we may help them to get and keep a job, but it comes up on that job that this mental health piece has come up, or this substance use have come up, or this medical issue has come, or you don't know how to talk to authority. Well, then we can pull you in and help you and talk to you through that, because some of our greatest success has come when we talk to people in the place where they're struggling and while they're struggling.
Right.
Okay, when nothing is going on, it's just like words. But let me go through something, and then it's very impactful, and people have a way of pulling out of that. And sometimes it takes some a little longer than others, and that's where we have to continue to get evaluated by whoever our higher power is. We just hope that he's telling them the truth, so that we can check ourselves, so that we do the people we serve no harm. Okay, so
when you said that, I thought about an illustration. I use illustrations a lot.
Come on,
it's like going to get your car fixed. Your car isn't starting, but when you take it to the mechanic, it's starting. Well, the mechanic can't really identify why it's not starting if it's starting when you take it into the shop. So that's good that you said meeting them where they are when they're there is important. And I was going to ask you to expand about the mental health piece, because veterans in particular have a certain set of barriers that maybe civilians don't. What other things have you seen in terms of needs that are specific to veterans that we may be able to help with? You talk about mental health, PTSD, what types of issues?
The substance abuse, and it's great to have Volunteers of America, because we get a chance to refer a lot of our clients to the different components of Volunteers of America, to the substance abuse, you know, or to other agencies for the mental health. I remember not too long ago, we had one of our veterans was out in the community, deals with PTSD, and he was at his apartment complex, and somebody hit hit him upside the head. Okay, and you know, it's not real good to mess with a veteran because these are trained weapons. I'm just gonna put it out there. Okay, and so the police was called, and it was such a relief to know that the police that attended him asked, if found out that he was a veteran and that he deals with PTSD, instead of just arresting him and making things worse. And he asked the veteran, is there anywhere we can take you that you feel safe until you can calm down? And he told him to take him to Scott Avenue. And do you know that police brought him to Scott Avenue and talked to our own staff? Okay.
And Scott Avenue, just for clarification, is our VOA
Is
Texas
our VOA
HVR.
Thank you, Miss Ericka. And we have a computer lab there for them, and so he got on the computer and started doing some things. And we such a tight knit. It's a team of 4, so we all talk to the clients. It's not just one. No, you can't talk to me because you're not my caseworker or things like that. No, we all go around planting seeds, and we have it fixed up where we can leave them with little snacks and stuff, and coffee and stuff, and he come in and do what he do, and when he calmed down and was ready to go, he went on about his business. And this same veteran has gotten on an $18 an hour job afterwards. So some great things are happening, and I definitely contributed to my staff, our team, because they talked to him to where veterans feel comfortable and not demeaned or put down, because they're already struggling. You're talking about human leaders. Okay, leaders of the United States of America who went out in other countries, other parts of the world to keep us safe, and has endured all kinds of things, and we as a nation depended on them, and now they're in a place where they are needing help, and it's hard for them to ask for help because sometimes people promise them things that they don't deliver. And if you don't meet them, a veteran, if you don't meet them, if you don't show them that you are about your word, either you can do it or you can't. Okay, she much rather hear me tell her, ma'am, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Well, it's about integrity, right?
Thank you.
They hold that as a value. It's integrity.
Exactly.
Now speak to some of the experience of the staff and the background of our staff members. You talked about them a little bit.
Okay. Well, we have a job developer, Mr. Larry Reed. He is a veteran himself, a retired veteran. Okay, and he's the job developer. He helps them to find and keep living wage employment and get them into various trainings throughout Tarrant County, okay? Whether we pay for it or another agency pays for it, we try to get them. He's the one that would help them to get those places and secure jobs for our veterans and put them in places that it's going to be safe for them, because not every job is a good job. And he monitors them, and if you mistreat our babies, because they are children's, if you mistreat them, you won't get another referral from us, so we kind of very protective. Then Miss Katrina Barnhill, she kind of jack of all trades, but she is the employment specialist, okay, where she is the one that finds the veterans and enrolls them. She's the initial point of contact, okay, and she's kind of the lead, because there's 2 employment specialists, okay, and we're getting ready to hire another one pretty quickly, but because Mr. Gary, who's over the SSVF program, he just got promoted. And he was a veteran, okay, that did an outstanding job that you, Miss Lakayla, alluded to him, okay, so we are bittersweet about losing him, but grateful because he is a blessing wherever he go, full of integrity and wisdom. But nevertheless,
well, I wanted to ask Lakayla, how was it as a person participating in the program, how beneficial was it for you to have veterans on staff that could speak your language, so to speak, and knew what you've been through?
Well, that was very motivating. It was motivating to me because we have something in common, and it let me know that with their testimony that I can get to where they are. So it's motivating for me because I'm going through something that they've already been through, and we have the same background, similar background. So it lets me know that if I just stay in the fight, then I can get to where they are.
And we talked a little bit about specific needs that veterans have. Can you expand on any that we mentioned earlier? What other needs that are specific to veterans that you find that you had that other families, civilian family, may not think of or may not have?
It's just having that connection with the people that can help you. Like, everybody don't have that connection, and having that connection to people that hear you, because my situation is my situation, and it's different from another person's situation. So if you just hear a person's situation, then you can come up with plans to help them and cater to their needs and how to help them. So I just feel like it's just important to hear what that person's issues are and create a plan to try to help them in that area. Because if you have one area that you just focus on, then you probably can't provide those services to this person if they come, because you just focused on this one area.
Right. Now, Ms. Zella, if there are any other people out there listening, watching, who need help, some veterans out there that need support, tell them how to get in contact with you.
You can contact Volunteers of America Texas. You can go on the Volunteers of America Texas website, VOATX.org, and look up under Veteran Services, and that will give you the link or contact number to call to schedule to talk to one of the staff about determining whether or not you're eligible. You will need your DD-214. If you need critical documents, don't worry about that, we'll help you. But your DD-214 and just a letter of homelessness, okay? If you don't have one, we will help you even in that. And then make sure that you're ready, you're willing and ready to work, okay? And we will help you. We will help you from there.
That's how I know we've been working together too long, because I was just about to say, bring your willing heart.
See.
Bring your willing heart. So thank you for sharing your story, Lakayla. It's very inspirational. Zella, thank you for everything that you do for us. You're a huge asset to VOA Texas, and we appreciate all that you do. And we appreciate you for watching. Join us next time here on Community Conversations.